Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Movement again on northbound I-75 at Big Beaver in the aftermath of the tanker crash and fire, but the cost of the crash is already being felt. Doc?
Why are masks still required in medical facilities but not restaurants and stores? And when could another vaccine for young people be available in the U.S.? I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, I'm answering those questions and more about the virus and the vaccines.
Grand plans to build something new on the site of a construction failure are called off, but the project may not be moving far. The pandemic has forced us all to change some of our plans, and the same goes for cities and developers.
University of Michigan and Bedrock had plans to build this facility called the Detroit Center for Innovation at the site of the failed Wayne County Jail project, right in the heart of downtown Detroit off Gratiot, a stone's throw from Ford Field and Comerica Park. Rod Maloney is there live with a look at how those plans have changed. Rod?
Well, Devin, how many times have we done this? Talked about what's to happen at the old jail site behind me here. We've been doing it for years now. And, you know, it is the gateway to the city. And that was Dan Gilbert's whole point. He didn't want a jail at the gateway. He wanted something big, bold, beautiful. And they keep having that problem of it becoming elusive. Offering glossy architectural drawings back on October 30th, 2019, Detroit native and U of M benefactor Stephen Ross led the charge with Dan Gilbert and Mayor Mike Duggan.
This is what great cities do.
Bring what they called an innovation center to the pesky old jail site, planting U of M's flag firmly downtown for the first time. Price tag, $1/3 of $1 billion. And months later, Ross even committed the first $100 million. And yet today, the site sits silent, and we learned the Innovation Center won't go here. Ross saying in a statement, quote, "The pandemic illustrated the need for the Detroit Center for Innovation to have a greater catalytic economic and social impact on the people of Detroit, which is not possible at its current site." Without saying why, Ross added, "I am more committed than ever to deliver my vision of an innovation hub in my hometown, and I reaffirm my commitment to the people of Detroit and the University of Michigan to create inclusive growth that propels job creation, affordable housing development, and historic preservation for all Detroiters." And not to disappoint, he went on to say, "We're planning to move the DCI to a new location in the city with more space to ensure that we deliver," end quote. Meantime, Bedrock put out its own statement regarding the jail site. Quote, "The project will now proceed in 2 dimensions. Bedrock will spearhead the development of a comprehensive innovation district that will span the 14-acre Gratiot site," end quote. So now what here? Well, they're saying in the weeks to come, and they did say it was fairly soon, they're going to be announcing the partners that they brought in both locally and apparently from out of state and even across the border to see if they can make that big, bold statement here at the corner where the old jail site has sat quiet now for quite some time. Reporting live downtown, Rod Maloney, back to you.
We'll be watching it. Okay, Rod, thank you.
One lane now open in both directions near the spot where the tanker crashed and burst into flames on I-75 on Monday. Sky 4 above the scene near Big Beaver at 5 o'clock as MDOT removed the barrels and traffic began flowing again. But the stretch of road, which had been recently resurfaced, will now need another round of expensive repairs. Defender Sean Lay has been looking at the cost of that. Sean, not only in taxpayer dollars for repairs, but in lost business too.
That's right, because of the traffic troubles all this is causing. Devin, I called contractors today who do this exact type of work and asked them one simple question while they were watching that tanker burn. Were they adding up in their minds the potential costs of fixing all this? They say absolutely not. It's impossible to tell how many millions it will take to fix all this. In the meantime, as I said, traffic troubles already impacting small businesses in the area.
It's too difficult now. It's like a lot of people cannot find the way.
The hits on small business in Metro Detroit just keep on coming. Nahad Shabah is in charge of Formula Auto, a popular dealership on 14 Mile Road in Madison Heights. It struggled to survive COVID. 14 Mile is a mess of construction, and now the ramp to I-75 is closed because of this. A tanker truck driver crashing on I-75 at Big Beaver, doing massive damage to the brand new $224 million stretch of highway. As the tanker burned, Formula Auto knew drivers will avoid the area. That means fewer customers will come here for now.
Man, that's complicated. It's complicated more and more here.
The tanker and driver are with Bosco Petroleum Transport out of New Haven. Troy police are still investigating how and why the driver crashed. MDOT has not even gotten close to calculating the millions of dollars in damage done. MDOT telling the Local 4 defenders, you're looking at what they call incident response mode, still cleaning up and looking deep for damage. The next phase will be active construction. MDOT will get estimates from contractors for a center wall rebuild, left shoulder repair, left center lane repair, then right lane and right shoulder total replacement. All right, so everyone wants to know what's the cost and how long is it going to take. Oakland County Executive Dave Coulter, he toured all the damage here today. He says this, it's interesting, because this road is so new, we're not just going to repair it like we might normally. We're going to take it down and rebuild it from scratch to make it brand new so it has the same lifespan as it had before the tanker fire. That gives you some kind of idea on time and cost. Devin, one bright spot to all this, I liked what MDOT said yesterday, that the wall did its job. That tanker did not go into those other lanes. Back to you.
Important to point that out. So right. All right, Sean.
All right, well, there's a strange feeling of relative calm surrounding today's
What
weather.
is this about?
I don't know. I'll take it, though, right?
Until tomorrow, apparently, Ben.
Yeah, it's odd to look at the radar and not see a massive green over southeast Michigan. Now, we have seen a couple rogue showers, but the real activity is on the other side of Lake Michigan, and we'll talk about that coming up. But so far, it's just been a couple of these rogue showers and managed to grow into a thunderstorm there around Livonia, but you can see it's kind of fizzled out there as it heads towards the city. Chance we may see a drop or two, but nothing like what we've seen in days past. That comes again tomorrow. We are right in the middle of that stripe of potential severe weather on Thursday, but the rainfall will continue to be the biggest story. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, those 3 days, 1 to 2 inches of rain across the area, with some places picking up over 3. We'll talk about who's under the gun for the worst and when we can finally get some dry stuff in here. The 10-day forecast in the Local Forecasters app will give you a head start on that. Find it free in your app store by searching WDIV. Guys?
Okay, Ben, thank you. A Justice Department report finds the FBI made serious errors in the Larry Nassar investigation. The report finds the FBI's Indianapolis office didn't immediately address allegations USA Gymnastics brought to them in 2015. It also didn't document the allegations or share them with local or federal law enforcement in Michigan. The report found USA Gymnastics shared the allegations with the FBI's Los Angeles office after the Indianapolis office didn't act on them for 8 months. At least 40 girls and women said they were molested during the time the FBI knew of sexual abuse allegations against Nassar. The report also finds FBI officials didn't take responsibility or fully comply with internal investigations.
First 4 winners are announced in Michigan's Shot to Win vaccine sweepstakes. 3 of the 4 winners are from Metro Detroit. One of the winners is Amber Berger from New Baltimore, a registered nurse. She says she witnessed the toll the virus could take when working in the COVID unit.
I got my COVID vaccine on July 1st at Henry Ford Hospital in Clinton Township, Michigan. And I got it for a couple of different reasons. One of them is because I want to go on vacation and to also help keep everyone safe.
There will be a $50,000 drawing each day in July. The winners of the big prizes of $1 million and $2 million are going to be announced a little later on. There are also 9 4-year scholarships available for people between the ages of 12 and 17. Now, if you haven't yet, we have the information on how to sign up to be a part of the sweepstakes at clickondetroit.com.
Meanwhile, new data shows coronavirus cases and deaths are rising around the globe. The World Health Organization says deaths rose last week after 9 straight weeks of decline. Cases also rose 10% last week. Meanwhile, the CDC now says more than 160 million Americans are now fully vaccinated. Right now, 62.4% of Michigan residents 16 years of age and older have gotten 1 or more doses of the vaccine. Our Dr. Frank McGeorge is here to answer your questions, starting with a question about serious side effects in seniors. Doc.
Claudia writes, my friend and I are fully vaccinated. We're 67 and 63 years old. Now, just recently, we were both experiencing heart problems. I'm wondering if this has anything to do with the vaccine. We both received Pfizer. There's no history in my family of heart problems and some in her family. So, Claudia, While there have been very rare reports of heart inflammation in younger people receiving the mRNA vaccines, there have not been any such reports in older adults. Now here are more of your questions. A viewer asks, I'm fully vaccinated. Since at this time it's considered safe to go to a restaurant, for example, without wearing a mask, why are masks required to enter medical clinics and medical facilities and the staff is still wearing masks? Every business can set their own policy regarding mask use. Medical facilities pose a unique situation because there are likely to be many higher-risk individuals entering a medical facility, including those that may not be fully protected even if they are vaccinated. It's also more likely that someone sick with COVID would be going to see a medical provider than going to a restaurant, for example. Until community levels of COVID transmission are consistently very low, you can expect a mask requirement in medical facilities. Christine asks, when will the more traditional Novavax be available for my 3 teens? I'm very concerned about the mRNA technology. What is the update about the heart issue in males with the Pfizer vaccine? Novavax says it plans to submit its data to apply for an emergency use authorization to the FDA this fall. The review would then take a few weeks after that. The CDC continues to track and investigate any reports of heart inflammation following vaccination. According to the CDC, for every 1 million second doses of COVID-19 vaccine, there have been about 67 reported cases in males 12 to 17, 56 cases in males 18 to 24, and 20 cases in males 25 to 29. The rates for females were 9 per million from 12 to 17, 6 per million from 18 to 24, and 3 per million for 25 to 29. Experts continue to believe that the benefits of the vaccine outweigh the potential risks. It's important to remember that there is also a risk of heart inflammation if you get COVID, along with a host of other serious problems. Back to you.
Right, Doc. Michigan's unemployment rate stayed the same for the month of June. About 9,000 jobs were filled over the month, but the unemployment rate stayed at 5%. Michigan's unemployment rate currently sits 0.9%, about 1% below the national average, which is 5.9%. State's unemployment rate has dropped 9.1%, though, over the past year. The unemployment rate in Metro Detroit, which, by the way, includes Lapeer, Livingston, Macomb, Oakland, St. Clair, and Wayne counties, so a large swath of southeast Michigan. It also remained unchanged in June at 4.4%.
Ahead, a local police department makes an adorable new hire. This dog won't be sniffing for drugs or bombs, though. She'll have a different job, and you can help pick her name.
Sweet. And here's Victor Williams. Victor.
We're right outside of the Ann Arbor courthouse where all of these people behind me are in support of one elderly woman who says she has the right to have lots of marijuana in her house. Hear what the result is coming right up.